Hello everybody, my name's Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage, where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is my first sinking fund update for the year, and if you're new here, welcome. I've had lots of new subscribers over the past 48 hours, so welcome here if you are new, and if you're not new, then thanks for joining me again. So yes, this is the first cash envelope kind of sinking funds update I've done this year, and that's just because the year has been so strange so far that I'm so behind in all of what I wanted to do so far. However, we're going to get back on track, and this is this. So if you're new here, this is my sinking funds binder. I'll leave a link below to the video that shares my sinking funds for 2022 down below if you want to watch this after this one. But it's just from Amazon, as are the envelopes. So let's get started. I've got my track here. As you can see, I've not coloured anything in. I've not added anything to my sinking funds as of yet. But that is going to change today. So let's get them out. Here we go. So the first one I'm going to start with is Christmas. And I've got this little tracker. I'm someone who likes kind of visual aids to help them track their spending habits, all that kind of stuff. I use my no spender tracker all the time in my budget planner, and so this is just again I guess a motivational thing to use that, and you can get this over on my Etsy shop. I'll leave a link below to this if you want to download it today. But let's get started. So actually, because I'm so far behind where I want to be at this point in time, I'm going to put £80 in the Christmas fund, and let's get that started with a bang. We need to, or I need to, get more on track with this going forward. So 20, 40, 60, £80 goes in the Christmas fund, and I'll update my tracker with that later. I'm so behind on all of this, you guys. So £80 goes in the Christmas fund, and that's the first one. That's a good dent in that. So my goal for Christmas, if you can't see that, is £400. So that's the first one. Birthdays, I'm going to put in £20. Birthdays are kind of towards the second half of the year for us, so £20 in the birthdays one will be just fine. So birthdays there, and birthdays one of the ones. So Christmas obviously has like an end goal every year, like a time. Birthdays is the one that kind of gets emptied and then refilled quite often. So birthdays is like a rolling sinking fund, if that makes sense. Handy to have though if you've got a lot of birthdays in your kind of calendar, so to speak. So £20 has gone in there. School holidays, so Easter is fast approaching, and I would have liked to have had more because all of these have zero in at the moment. I'd like to have had more in this by now, but the Easter holidays, so it's 2 weeks off at Easter in the UK, and I'm hoping to kind of get out and get some places. Feels like today, like this weekend, the sun is finally shining, and it kind of gives you just a glimpse, doesn't it, of what it might be like kind of in the summer, and you kind of feel the mood shifting slightly. So I talk about the Easter holidays. It says school holidays. The next one is Easter, and again this is one that is emptied and then refilled all the time, it feels like. But I like to have just a bit of a budget. So I've got 2 children, they're 6 and 4, to go out for the day and be able to get things like an ice cream, or we might need to pay to get in somewhere, whatever. And this again just helps our budget just that little bit. So if you've not done sinking funds before, I honestly recommend giving them a go. I have done this. Is this the 3rd year or the 2nd year? But whichever one it is, they are so useful, especially for like Christmas, like the bigger ones where you need to have more money. So school holidays is going to be £40 in here. So 20, 40. And if it doesn't get spent at Easter, which it might not, depends what we end up doing, then it just gets left in here until the next holidays. School holidays after that is May half term in the UK. So that again, I guess like a rolling one, so it'll be spent, it might not, some things might roll over, and then it's just there just so we can have a bit more fun. And if you've read, I've got a blog post on about how we don't deprive ourselves on this journey, and I'll leave a link below to that. I absolutely do not want our children to feel deprived of anything within reason on this journey as well, hence why I like to do things to make more memories as we kind of have our family time together, because they're grown up so fast and time has just been so strange lately anyway. So yeah, so £40 has gone in the school holidays. School related expenses, so this is things like school uniform, it is the biggest one I suppose, and kind of shoes, day trips, although again they've not really done any. I don't know if it's just our son's primary school that doesn't do trips or whether that's a thing, but I thought they might have gone on more trips out, but I guess COVID might have done that. But it's Also, from September they'll both be at school, so it's uniforms are going to be the big one. So having said that, I'm only going to put £20 in here for now. We're in March, so I've got a bit of time. That will have to be more next month, I think, to kind of even that out. But £20 in there, in the school fund. And actually, if they were going to do like trips, we'd have to pay via parent pay online. So this probably will go mainly on uniform and shoes, and to be fair, and I'll have 2 of them to pay for, as in 2 lots of uniform to buy. But it's not the biggest expense in the grand scheme of things. I know every time I post these and people go, just wait till they're in secondary school and you've got a blazer that's £50. I know that at the moment uniform isn't the biggest expense it could be yet, but I'm well aware of how that will go later on. But that, again, another useful thing to have. So I'll buy their uniform in August. There's no point buying it before that because they'll grow, no doubt, just before I buy it, and then I'll need to buy it all again. So I'll buy that in August. So there's like a goal timeline for having that ready to spend, which is the point of these sinking funds. So car, I'm going to put £20 in the car. Again, probably should be more, but at the moment I just can't make my money stretch in all these directions. So £20 in the car fund, and again, so like the MOT for that is October, so it's kind of looking forward to that in terms of kind of forward planning, but it's also having something in case something goes wrong in the meantime. So there's £20 in there. I'm actually not going to put anything in the closed envelope, and that's because at the moment none of us need anything. Like, the boys have so many clothes and I hate clothes shopping, and my husband's not bothered either, so I'm going to actually leave that empty, which I guess feels a bit strange, but I'm going to do that anyway for now. Watch me say this and then like suddenly the both of them have like massive growth spurts and need all of their clothes rebuying, but you know, it shouldn't. They've not done that so far, so I'm going to leave that blank in there. And then the final one, this is my favourite one. So if you've not watched the setting up for these for 2022, this is the one that most excites me, and this is the Disneyland one. And I'm going to put the final £20 in here just so that makes the start. This is the one I'm most excited about because it's the one that I've just mentioned about making memories. What an amazing adventure and memory building. I talk about core memories with people I work with, and that hopefully will be one of those in there. And you know what, it's totally for me as well for them, because I'll remember it as well as them, and I'm so excited. But this is going to take us, especially if we're going to only put £20 at a time, it's going to take us a long time, isn't it? But that's the final sinking fund setup. So to recap, I've got £20 in that one, there's nothing in the clothes one, there's £20 in the car, £20 in the school, £40 in school holidays, £20 in birthdays, and £80 in Christmas. And that is my sinking fund setup so far for 2022. And like I said, I feel like I'm slightly behind, so we'll just see how that goes. I might have to kind of I need to get more side income somewhere. It's always a bit of a balance, isn't it? But anyway, that's my sinking fund update for 2022 for March anyway. How are yours looking? Are you doing these? Do you not do these? Does it kind of make you more interested in trying? Like I said, the binder and envelopes are just from Amazon, so they're not expensive. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon.